Alright, so how you all doing, boys? Hope you're doing well. Now in today's video, I only just figured out, and apparently this has been a known thing for quite a while, but if you have the OG Arthur's Holy Relic, it's stacked with LUDOCIEL's passive, which is absolutely insane. If you guys don't know what Arthur's Holy Relic is, applies an effect which decreases all enemies' defense-related stats by 20% for one turn at the start of allies' turns. So unlike LUDOCIEL's, it is a constant effect as long as Arthur's alive in battle. This will be present, however LUDOCIEL's is a little bit larger of a multiplier, but if we jump ahead over to LUDOCIEL here, just in case you haven't seen his passive before, having a look at it, decreases defense related stats of enemies with combat class lower than the hero by 40% for 3 turns in PvP. So it is also restricted to PvP and they have to be lower combat class, but when you have a LUDOCIEL and you want to use him in PvP, you pretty much have to put this amount of investment into him anyway. We have the 6/6 ult, we have the max cosmetics, and jumping over to the gear, they're all pretty much 15% rolls, so pretty beefy LUDOCIEL to say the least. And using this team, I am obviously going to use Death Pierce in the back, just for the greatest amount of damage possible. We are using him alongside Meliodas. I just figured Meliodas would be the best unit for this. You could use King instead, probably better, especially since they're all AoE cards, but I just think Meliodas is a lot more fun of a unit. If you guys don't know what the Meliodas does, his first card here inflicts amplified damage equal to 450% of attack on one enemy. The AoE here inflicts pierce damage equal to 250% of attack on all enemies. The ultimate removes buffs and stances from all enemies, then decreases all stats by 20% for 2 turns. Inflicts cleave damage, which does not do a critical hit, equal to 407% of attack. We do have the Meliodas 4/6, and the passive, every time an ally uses a single target skill, all hero stats are increased by 6% for 3 turns, stacking up to 5 times. If 2 or more single target skills are used in a single turn, allies damage taken from enemies decreases by 8%, stacking up to 40%. That second one is a grey buff, so it is permanent as well. Jumping over to the equipment here, once again, pretty beefy rolls on the Meliodas, and then looking at the cosmetics. Same situation as we got with the LUDOCIEL, unfortunately. Hasn't got his 5th headpiece, but it is what it is. Some pretty good CC, especially considering we have Death Pierce in the back. But yeah, let's jump into it. Here we go, first opponent, and I was actually looking for another excuse to use this Arthur. I mean, this is the perfect opportunity. As you see, once the turn eventually loads in, there we go, we have Arthur's debuff. So, I mean, due to the fact that we don't have rank up or anything, I suppose we could just do the single target into Meliodas. If he does have evasion fruit here, that is going to absolutely suck for us. I suppose if you are suspecting of them to have evasion fruit, you can throw out something like an Arthur single target. But yeah, seeing that kind of damage right off the bat, look at that. I mean, if we had Meliodas alive there, that would have been a crazy amount of damage. The fact that you can also, you know, buff him with the Arthur buff card as well really helps out his single target card since, you know, it is an amplify card. Let's see here though. Having the LUDOCIEL on the team as well, I'm just a person who hates dealing with Goddess Liz, so having that Rupture AoE always helps me. If you guys don't know, LUDOCIEL is by far my favorite unit, especially for PvP. Just the way he's built, he's such like a top-heavy offensive character. Let's see here though, got another couple AoEs. Does have the Breath of Bless though, so going to be taking a little bit better. I might go ahead and... I definitely want to double single target beforehand. We'll go 1, 2, and 3. Just trying to maximize the AoE damage, but surely we can kill after this. Escanor might last a little bit longer just because he doesn't have any of the debuffs on him. Look at that, almost 400,000. That is some nice damage. And I know yesterday's showcase where I did the Meliodas Chandler Sigurd team, if you guys haven't checked out that video, would highly recommend. It's a real good video. But I know I did say that's definitely been one of my favorite teams to run for Meliodas, but just at the look of this team and like how it's built, I feel like I might have the same feeling about this one here. What do we want to go for though? Having Hio dead would honestly be amazing, so I think I might target him right off the bat. I just feel like if we go for the single target into Barn, we're not going to get any crits, and damage is going to be a little lackluster, but I know for sure, even with just how insanely tanky the mono red team is with Barn, look at that. I mean, even the AoE doing quite some nice damage. We didn't actually get the kill on Kia, which I'm super surprised about. But I mean, as long as we keep drawing in cards, like, that's the thing about Meliodas as well. Even if you're not drawing in his cards, if I just did like a full single target turn with like Arthur and LUDOCIEL cards, you're still building up your damage for Meliodas. You're still getting him all the static increase buffs. It's not like a wasted turn. You're kind of just flashing out your cards, and especially for a unit that likes to be used with Kyo, I'll trade Meliodas here. You know, there are a couple. Kyo is one of those characters that for some reason just absolutely draws in cards. I might go... there's no way we can really rush the ultimate unless we didn't use the melee cards, but really want the Kyo out of the way. So AoE Rupture card as well, with the fact that he has the gift effect up. As you can see, a card that doesn't usually do an awful lot of damage can be pretty decent. Another 340,000 damage. And can we pull just a couple more melee cards just to wrap up the team? Surely we get some more single targets, right? Would you look at that? Ask and you shall receive. And an AoE as well to top it up. We will actually use all of those cards since we need to rebuff up with Arthur again. But, I mean, as long as you're out CCing people with this team, I feel like you're going to be in a pretty good spot. That's pretty much the whole situation with Ludo. As long as you're out CCing people, you can get easy turn 1 kills. Unfortunately, we didn't have it here. A little bit embarrassing if I do say so myself, but what can you do about it? We'll survive the Heart Crusher card actually fairly well. And let's go 1 buff up Meliodas. We'll go single target and then AoE. That should just about wrap up Barn. If Barn manages to survive this, maybe he deserves to win if Barn can survive that, yeah. 500,000 damage off a level 2 single target. God damn. And okay. Here she is, Goddess Liz. Glad we have the LUDOCIEL to deal with her. And a real player as well, since we're getting out CC'd. Do actually have the... You see, this is going to be the situation. We're going to end up losing the CC battle, having the LUDOCIEL passive applied to everyone. But the whole reason we are losing CC battle is because Death Beast in the back, I think he has like a, not 60, but like a 55,000 CC just like on his character. Super low. Like he is maxed out 15% rolls, cosmetics all maxed. I've bought all of his cosmetics as well. And yeah, the second you go second with this team, you just don't have any defensive capability whatsoever. But I mean, at this point in time, I'm just waiting for the day that Global finally gets this new Cyril. I don't know why. At first release, I was not impressed by him at all, but just slowly but surely, as you know, the release date for him has gotten closer, I sure hope he is this week. Also, who do I want to go for here? I feel like getting rid of Christmas Awaken Lily is our best bet, but maybe I should have gone for Kyo. Oh, I mean, we just wipe her in the single target card. That was unexpected. Look at that. God damn, if we could get like... If we could buff up in one... If we could use 3 single targets in the first turn, buff up, and then throw out an AoE on the second turn, I reckon we might be able to kill with just like a single level 1 AoE card. But anyways, I'm just so keen for the Cyril to come out. I don't know why. I'm just really keen to see what he can do. I just find his grace is such a weird grace to me. I don't know why. I'm just excited for the units to come out. It's another counter unit. I'm not usually the biggest fan of counter units, but it's Cyril. It's a grace character. You pretty much... I think I'll only do the 1 rotation to Ben. I mean, I am not in the best spot when it comes to spending like a whole bunch. We are all expecting to... Ooh, I'll quickly swap off of these Zeldas there. We are kind of guessing we are going to get a festival in the near future, being like a light goddesses. That's what everyone's guessing at least. So I do want to save just a couple of gems for when she comes out. Don't want to be doing, you know, double rotation, 1200 gems on like a Cyril that's going to be on plenty of other banners. If you guys don't want to summon on the banner, which, although the Cyril is kind of cool, he's not like the most OP, he's not like a must-have, and the banner does have some interesting picks on there. Once again, all units will come back in the future. But yeah, one of the other reasons why I'm so keen for that banner to come out is because we are also having the Halloween Gotha and Halloween Matrona come back out on that banner. What do I want to go for here? I think I might just go full send into the Margaret. I doubt we could kill the Elizabeth in like the single target card and then the 1 hit of the AoE. Maybe we could have? Well yeah, no, that's not going to do anywhere near enough damage. That's right, I've got Margaret on like a slither of health, which is perfect. Best case scenario there. The Halloween Gotha, I do only have 2/6. I got Halloween Gotha on their initial release, and then I also single summoned, I believe it was on the King of Fighters banner. It was, oh no, it was some ticket banner where they were slowly giving out tickets. I remember being in the car one day and I was super shocked by it. But yeah, Halloween Gotha, a character I definitely need dupes in. And even Halloween Matrona, I'll also highly take dupes in her. She is so much better than we ever expected Halloween Matrona to be. The fact that she just has as much value as she does in the Bird Red, having her with something like a Palmiel Link healing card set, and just the way she's built with her passive and everything, she is an absolute just beast at just eating damage, especially from the bird. She's something else, that Halloween Matrona. If you don't have her, I wouldn't recommend summoning just for her, but if you do, it's definitely a character, you know, you want to try and pick up. I'd say absolutely stomping through this full Archangel team. I'm glad, because for some reason we've been on a hot losing streak of just losing to this team, even though I like to downplay it quite a bit. There's no just like super meta characters in the team anymore. We'll go 1, 2, and 3, and that pretty much wraps up that match. And how many How many opponents are we in? Because we might be onto our final match. Actually, super surprised. That Tamil Grace really saved her there. Throwing that one out, what do we get? 200,000. I mean, he did have the damage reduction. There we go, and on to our final opponent. And been seeing this team a lot as of recent. They always have them dressed up in black. I talked about this quite a bit in the last video, but I actually reckon it's super cool when people actually like theme their teams around something. Whether it's like, you know, they're running the full, that's a red Awaken Lily, so I'm definitely going to kill Meliodas, but when they've got like the full chef costumes, or they're running like an all black outfit team and just stuff like that, you know, just to spice up the team a little bit, how it looks. Glad Meliodas survived there, that open see the full damage of the AoE. Almost 500,000 damage. Turn 1 off of a 2, granted it is a 2-star AoE, but that's still like, to think how far units have come in the past couple months, like, I feel like the jump in power creep, just from before King to where we're at now with King and Meliodas, has been so crazy. And like, the units have also like, although them being super powerful, you're not forced to just play them. Like, whereas before their release, the meta was Barn, Terry, Arthur, and it was all you could use. Like, if you weren't using that team, you're almost guaranteed to lose. It was kind of sad actually. If you didn't have that team, you would just, there's nothing you could do. And like, the second people started having holy relics for these units, it was just over for you the second you spawned in the match. But with these release of these characters, you can pretty much use any team, and like, as long as you're, you know, it's a good matchup, you know, there's no team you're just like, you're just stuck guaranteed losing with. Like, every team's good. It's kind of like a rock paper scissors at this point. Good type, you know, good team matchups, stuff like that. Honestly, this is probably one of the best states Grand Cross PvP has been in a hot minute. Let's see, I'm surprised we actually didn't kill that Lilia though on the single target. And having Arthur die, I think that's the first time in this showcase actually, but there we go, having our boy Death Pierce come to the front, and that is a lot of melee single targets. Oh, goddamn, okay. Let's go one, I might swap to you with the single target, and then hopefully I can finish off Zeldris just with that, with the extra buffs we've built up. Let's see, can we get a 3 for 3? We get the Awaken Lilia, get the Zeldris. I mean, hey, we're looking pretty good here. Please kill the Zeldris to wrap up the video. Men's really didn't hit the crit, huh? Oh well, that's fine, let's just wrap it up. There we go, and that just about does it for today's video. But I mean, using a team with the LUDOCIEL in it, it's just guaranteed to be a fun team. I don't know what to say, the LUDOCIEL of Supremacy will forever reign supreme. But I mean, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please hit the like button, subscribe, really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content.